Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com with some breaking news. Tua Tagovailoa is out for the entire season with a dislocated hip. We're going to find out more on this injury as soon as we can. There's a lot of reports surfacing that, this could be a monumental injury to not only this season for Tua, but for the rest of his career. I think it's too early to speculate on that. I think we need to let the doctors do their job and take care of him. So let's rewind real quick. We'll talk about the injury. We'll provide what it means, and then we'll move forward on BamaInsider.com. I'm actually still in Starkville, Mississippi, in the parking lot recording this. So here's how it happened. Alabama was up 35-7. Tua Tagovailoa is still in the game. He flushed out of the pocket, gets wrapped up with two Mississippi State defenders. He's screaming on the ground. It was a horrible scene. They actually had to cart him off. He was bleeding from his face. Didn't really know what was going on, and then it turns out to be a hip injury. And as you know, anything with the hip is very dangerous and a big concern. So he goes out. He's actually flown on a helicopter from Starkville, Mississippi to Birmingham, and that's where he is tonight. Monumental blow for the Alabama Crimson Tide as they win, obviously 38-7, but the big blow comes when losing the best quarterback in all of college football tonight in Starkville, Mississippi. So what does this mean going forward? Well, number one, it means that Alabama's not going to have Tua Tagovailoa for the rest of the season. As we've talked about before, Alabama's at the number 5 spot in the college football playoff rankings, and the committee did talk about they're going to factor in Tua's health. Now with Tua out, does this Alabama team still have enough potency to win the big-time games? And we're going to find out soon as Alabama heads to Auburn in a couple weeks, and you're going to have Mac Jones as the quarterback. Number two, I think it means that you're going to probably see more Tua Tagovailoa as well. He's now the number 2 quarterback on this roster, and we've seen splashes of him, and I think what people like about him is the fact that he can extend plays. But before we talk about what it means, let's rewind back to this decision by Nick Saban to keep Tua Tagovailoa in the game up 35-7. I want to get your thoughts in the comment box. What do you think about that decision? I'm trying to wrap my head around it. And after the game, Nick Saban said, hey, look, he's our quarterback, and if he's healthy to play, he's going to be the quarterback. And while hindsight is always 20/20, I think we all know that as soon as Alabama's up by 3 scores, you get Tua out. You get your big-time players out. I mean, not only is this a player who has been injury-plagued, but he's coming off an ankle surgery just recently. So I think you need to rest Tua. I was even surprised that he played today. We talked about that, and Nick Saban said he was a game-time decision. Did great. I mean, on the day before he went out, he threw a couple touchdown passes. He was right on the money, that big throw to Jerry Jeudy and then a touchdown pass to Najee Harris. But I just questioned that decision by Nick Saban, and it's hard to question a lot of Nick Saban's movements because he's the GOAT, right? It seems like everything he does is just how you would expect things to go, but I really question that decision. What are your thoughts in the comment box? Please let me know. Should Nick Saban have pulled Tua Tagovailoa out? Should he have even played him today? I want to hear from you in the comment box. Getting back to what it means and some takeaways, it's a big blow to this team. You're losing your leader. You're losing a guy who threw for 2,500 yards. You're losing championship as a freshman, who led the team to the national championship as a sophomore. A guy that time and time again, you see, that's all ESPN talks about. It's all, the big storylines are about is Tua Tagovailoa, and now he's out for this entire season. Talk about facing adversity. Now this team is facing some gigantic adversity. I'm curious to see how Mac Jones steps up. We've seen him against Arkansas, did a great job, but that's against Arkansas. Now you got Western Carolina up next, give you a whole week to prep with the ones, and then you got the big one against Auburn. And I wrote about this earlier. These are all must-win games for the Alabama Crimson Tide. You got to win these games moving forward to reach the playoffs and make a bid for another national championship. I want to get your take on this. Do you think Alabama could win a national championship with Mac Jones as the quarterback? I'm curious to hear your take. A major takeaway today was also the play of Najee Harris. Najee Harris did a fantastic job. The rate that he's playing at is really incredible. I think he's playing as the best college football running back, right? 4 touchdowns a day. He continues to prove that he can catch the ball out of the backfield. Just a very dynamic player. Maybe now it turns back on the shoulders of Najee Harris. Maybe with Tua out, maybe the Alabama offense goes more to the ground and pound, and you see more Najee Harris, you see more Brian Robinson. And I think they could still win football games like that. I think they could still beat Auburn with the ground-heavy attack. I think it just all comes back to, can Mac Jones beat Auburn? Can Mac Jones win a playoff game? Man, but it's really tough to think about today's news as Tua Tagovailoa done for the season with a hip injury. I really hope the kid is fine moving forward. I mean, can you imagine having this illustrious career at Alabama? You go down as one of the greatest college football quarterbacks, and then your season ends, and then potentially your career ends. I really hope it's not that serious. I hope he can come back. A lot of people are asking, is he going to come back for the 2020 season? That's something else we got to talk about. I don't know. Hopefully, number one, he's okay. And number two, we can talk about all that stuff later, because the most important thing right now is the health of Tua Tagovailoa. So thoughts and prayers out to his family, because I can only imagine what they're going through. The kid's all class. He's been a fantastic asset and ambassador for the University of Alabama. And tough news as Tua Tagovailoa suffers a season-ending injury tonight in Starkville, Mississippi. You can catch more coverage on BamaInsider.com. As soon as we know more in the full extent of this injury, we'll provide it on BamaInsider.com. Reporting from the parking lot, Starkville, Mississippi, outside the football stadium, Kyle Henderson, BamaInsider.com.